Immersive daydreaming is the most powerful way to get dopamine without any effort. And using these simple tricks, you will be able to fully take advantage of immersive daydreaming. Immersive daydreaming gives surprising amounts of happiness, especially if you create a detailed scenario and immerse yourself in it. This method is the most simple and easiest way to come up with super attractive and very detailed scenarios in your daydreaming world. Go to this website, select this character, and tell everything about backstory in your daydreaming world. If you haven't experienced immersive daydreaming so that you don't have a backstory, simply write down who you want to be and what situation you want to be in. And the AI will help you to make your backstory more detailed by asking questions. Pretend that you're actually in the world of that backstory. However, as you continue to chat with an AI, it will forget some backstory. So write down every backstory and save it, such as by writing on a notepad. Also copy-paste when the AI forgets about the backstory or when starting a new chat. You can also choose other chat AI services that fit you, such as ChatGPT. It is not easy, and sometimes it's impossible to enter your immersive daydreaming world. However, using simple tricks, you can enter your immersive daydreaming world. I'm pretty sure the music is the most crazy way that you must use it. Imagine the scenario and listen to the music that suits the scenario you're thinking of. If the music really suits the scenario that you're thinking of, not only can you enter your immersive daydreaming world, but you will also get a lot of dopamine. Moving your body also really helps you enter a state of immersive daydreaming. The best part of immersive daydreaming is that you can enter a state of immersive daydreaming while doing productive things, such as walking, exercising, or doing a dish, and the time will flow so fast. By engaging in immersive daydreaming, you can finish boring and repetitive tasks very easily and even happily, while others feel stressed and bored. You can also watch a movie or a YouTube video, or read fiction and apply elements from there to your daydreaming world to enter a state of daydream. For example, if you're watching a video about surviving on an island for 7 days, and you're a superhero who is the only one that has the ability to save the Earth and the entire world that is being attacked by aliens in your daydreaming world, you can come up with the scenario that you're trapping aliens on an island without any food to kill them and saving the Earth. And as soon as you enter the state of immersive daydreaming, you will lose focus on the content that you're watching or reading, so you won't remember that. And this is why immersive daydreaming is super optimal for doing tasks that don't require any thought. You can also watch a video, a movie, or read a book that you've already seen to enter a state of immersive daydreaming. There will be a video or a book that helps you trigger the state of immersive daydreaming, so find your own trigger. Immersive daydreaming is an amazing way to get crazy happiness, but it's completely useless and unproductive. However, you can make it super useful and productive by keeping a daydreaming journal. As you daydream many times, you will forget about scenarios that you had in your daydreaming world. And if you keep a daydreaming journal, you can reuse ideas that were used in the past. Not only that, since scenarios in your daydreaming world are creative, you can get a great idea in your real life. And especially if you're a writer or a creator, the daydreaming journal is a very great resource. So how do you keep a daydreaming journal? After you return to reality from your daydreaming world, write down what triggered you to enter the daydreaming world, the current date and time, and when you started daydreaming. And write down every character in your daydreaming world, as much detail as possible if you haven't written that. Also, write down every storyline as much detail as possible. In fact, immersive daydreaming is very dangerous because it is very easy to get addicted, and keeping a daydreaming journal helps prevent you from becoming addicted because it makes you able to feel a signal of being addicted to it by tracking repeated patterns, such as when you enter the state of immersive daydreaming and what triggers you to enter that state. You can meet characters in your daydreaming world in real life. Imagine your character standing or sitting next to you in real life. The most important part is that you must visualize the character in your brain as if the character really exists in real life. Start visualizing a character's face. This becomes more vivid as you practice more. Also, you must strongly believe that a character is physically next to you. If you are not yourself in your daydreaming world and have your own avatar, you can either talk to a character from the perspective of you in your real life, or you can also pretend that you in real life are your avatar in your daydreaming world. Also have a deep conversation with a character. Do you have anything curious about a character, or do you have any favors for a character? Or you can just start with ordinary things such as weather or meals. Don't only talk in your head, actually speak in real life, because it tricks your brain to believe you're meeting a character in your daydreaming world more. For example, let's pretend you have your character in your daydreaming world named Harry, and you want to meet a character named Jack, who is the richest person in the world and best friend with your character, Harry. You can pretend that you're Harry in real life. You can start visualizing Jack's face, and if it becomes vivid, you can also visualize Jack's entire body, pretending that your character, Harry, had an argument with Jack. You can continue that argument by actually speaking in real life. Do not actually speak in real life if there are people around you, unless you're okay for people to look at you strangely. Imagine what Jack would say next, and this will become easier as you imagine it more. Also, imagine Jack's actions when he speaks, such as shrugging his shoulders or nodding his head. If you don't pretend that you in your real life are Harry and pretend you're you in your real life, it would be awkward because both you and Jack are meeting for the first time and don't know each other. This is the most exciting secret trick in this video, but I found that that almost no one does it. The trick is to turn your daydreaming from a single-player world to a multiplayer world. Then how do you do this? Just find someone who also does immersive daydreaming as well, either online or offline, and share the backstory of your daydreaming world and generate or refine scenarios or characters with them. So how do you find someone who does immersive daydreaming? First, try to find an immersive daydreaming community around you in real life. If you can't find it, you can find immersive daydreaming communities online. After finding a person, tell them that you want to share and explore the daydreaming world with them, and they will be interested in that. Let's pretend that you found a daydreamer, Oliver. The first thing you need to do is share the backstory of your daydreaming world in as much detail as possible. Then generate more scenarios in your daydreaming world with Oliver. If you're ashamed to share your daydreaming world with others, use AI like the first method I've explained. Also, you may find it is never easy to explain your daydreaming world to someone else. So let me tell you an easy way to tell someone your daydreaming world. First, you should write everything down about your daydreaming world before you're going to explain. Describe everything about your avatar in your daydreaming world, such as your character's name, gender, favorite food, best friend, hobby, and so on. If your avatar is yourself but has some difference, like having a lot more money than yourself in real life, write down every single difference between yourself in real life and your daydreaming world. And then think about the characters around you, like your friend and your family, and describe everything about them and write down the relationship between them and your avatar. Then, write down every single achievement and every single event you had in your daydreaming world. It could be like making a lot of money, being super famous, or saving the earth. Also, if you have a timeline in your daydreaming world, write down what you've done in the past and what you're planning to do at this moment in your daydreaming world. There's a chance that your daydreaming world isn't clear when you write down everything about it. In this case, use the AI tools to make your daydreaming world more clear, like I've shown in the first method. If you are keeping a daydreaming journal, it would be a lot easier, and this is also why a daydreaming journal is so useful. After writing down everything about your daydreaming world, explain it in order, starting with the character and ending with the events you experienced. 99% of immersive daydreamers only daydream from the perspective of themselves in their daydreaming, and by exploring your daydreaming world as another character in your daydreaming world, you're the top 1% of all daydreamers. This does not only give you a new feeling, it also really helps to develop the details in your daydreaming world. For example, if your character is the most famous YouTuber and 16 years old in your daydreaming world and your character's dad also runs a YouTube channel, you can generate scenarios from the perspective of your character's dad, such as your character's dad filming a YouTube video with your character. As being said, immersive daydreaming is very dangerous, like drugs, and the only way to prevent being addicted to it is to make a time restriction. And the most powerful and simple way is to set a timer. Set the daily limit for immersive daydreaming. I strongly recommend doing it for 30 minutes maximum per day. If you're intentionally triggering yourself to enter a state of immersive daydreaming, set a timer before you start triggering yourself. There's a chance that you've accidentally entered a state of immersive daydreaming while you're doing something without any thoughts, like walking or exercising, especially if you're a maladaptive daydreamer. So remember to set a timer every time you enter the immersive daydreaming world accidentally, and make a habit of setting a timer. It is important to punish yourself surely every time you violate your timer by not returning to reality from your immersive daydreaming world or doing immersive daydreaming even if your daily time limit is over. You should make strong punishments such as not eating a meal or exercising for 5 hours, or you can only daydream in bed before you're asleep. And this is actually a really good method because you won't get the habit of daydreaming during the day, and you don't have to even set a timer to prevent an addiction. There's a lot more crazy things to gain from immersive daydreaming than you think. Click on this video if you want to discover how to take advantage of maladaptive or immersive daydreaming as much as you can.